Hello everyone, and welcome. Well, we're out for another night in the hammock. I had a spot in mind where I wanted to go and hike into, but as I was driving in this logging road, the river has not come down at all, so I know that spot is still going to be very soggy. And it's cooler than they said it was going to be today, and tonight it's going down to right around the freezing mark again. There's just a little bit of wind, and the wind is cool. So instead of hiking out to that open area and being in the water, I decided to come and check this trail. And this is a spot where I've done a few day trips. I've had a few fires here and just made a bite to eat. But I've never camped in this spot. I've camped just over in the next spot, but never in this one. And there's a beautiful spot right behind me here, between these two trees, where I can set up the hammock. There's a fire pit right here. But let's take a little walk and have a look around. Now, to get to this spot, I had to hike an entire 10 feet away from my car. The hammock is going to go from this tree over to this tree. I have a nice fire pit here with a little bit of firewood. I'll have to gather more, but there's also plenty of broken branches that have fallen that I can cut up and use. And if we take a little walk, see, as soon as we get into the open here, you can feel more of that wind. So in that spot, I will be nice and sheltered. Here's a spot where I had my hot tent. There's a fire pit up here with a little bit of firewood that I had left. And then down over here, if the wind dies down in the evening, I may come and have a fire out here, sitting by the water. But that water is still way up. Down this little trail, which leads to the water, I can normally walk all the way out to just past these trees here. So the water is still way up. There are a couple of nice spots I could have set up the hammock over at the other spot, and I'd have a much better view of the water. But they're also a little more open, and with that bit of a breeze being chilly, at least in here, I'm covered. I'm sheltered a little bit more away from the wind. Should be easier to stay a little warmer. But now I'm going to hike that whole 10 feet back to the car and go get my hammock and start setting that up. So I've got the hammock all set up. And just as I was finishing up putting the tarp on, there's a gentleman that came by on a motorbike. Stopped in the clearing over there, took a little walk around, came back, and he stopped here and he chatted with me for a few minutes. Apparently he's gone to get his wife and his camper, and he's coming to set up in this next campsite over here. So I'm going to have company tonight. Oh well. Not much I can do about it. I'm not going to say, no, you can't camp here. He's allowed to camp here just as much as I am. But that's one of the problems with camping in spots that you can drive right to, and they're easy to get at. Because they're easy to get at, more people tend to come out here. Doesn't matter. I'm still in nature. I've still got a nice view of the woods. The lake, the river is right there. I'm going to have a nice fire tonight, and I'm going to enjoy myself. But now, I think I'm going to just rest for a minute or two, and then I'm going to see about going to get some firewood. So I'm out here looking for firewood. I've got the Agua Boreal 24. I'm looking for dead standing I can cut down, and I came across this. It's caught up in the tree up there. It's not standing, but it's up off the ground, and there's not a stitch of bark on it. So the rainwater will just flow right off of this. So it should be fairly dry. Huh. And it's broken off at the bottom, so it's easy to just pull out of here and drag it back to camp to cut it up. I was planning on hiking into my spot. So to save weight, I just brought my Husqvarna little hatchet. Oh well, we're gonna have to make do. So what I'm doing is I'm searching for spots where there's already a check, and I'm putting the bit of the axe in that check. Nice and easy. And by being down on the ground and swiping this way, there's no way I can slip with that axe and hit myself. So I've cut up a bunch of firewood. But before I get ready to have a fire tonight, I want to clear away a little bit of this stuff that's around the fire pit, just as a precaution. So I went and cut off just a lower branch of a spruce tree. And I'm just going to use it as a broom just to sweep away some of this stuff. Now, before I even think about lighting a fire over there, got my Dollarama bucket. and get a nice pail of water to hang in a tree over there, just in case it's needed. Alright, that should hold. Now we've got a nice bucket of water right next to the fire pit. I mentioned earlier that there was a guy that stopped by here, and he's probably coming back with a camper, and he's going to camp in the next spot over. While he was here and we were talking, he was watching me set up, and he says, "Oh, you're going to spend a night here?" I'm like, "Yeah." He says, "It's a really nice spot, but aren't you worried you're camping so close to that cross?" And I said, "What cross?" And he says, "Well, look behind you over here. There's a cross." And I said, "Well, I'm already set up. I'm not about to take it down. And I'm not very superstitious. But let's take a little walk. I'll show you just how close and where this cross is." So here's the hammock. And if we just walk up this hill, there's the cross. Now, I don't know what that cross signifies. There's no markings on it. Who knows what's there? Could be a family pet. I don't know. Is it going to bother me? Nope. Is it going to stop me from sleeping? Nope. Now, I'm not going to go trample all over it. I'm not going to take it down. I'm not going to disturb it. But whatever it is, if somebody buried something there, it's probably because they were camping here a lot and they enjoyed this spot. In my mind, whatever it is just going to be happy that somebody else is enjoying this spot. I will be respectful of it. I'm not going to go trample all over it. I'm not going to try and cause any damage around it. I'm staying down over there, enjoying my fire, enjoying my evening. My question is, would it bother you? If you were to set up in a spot like this and discover something like that, would you stay? Would you pack up and go? Would you move to a different spot? I'm curious. Let me know in the comments below. Well, the sun's making an effort to try and come out. That other couple hasn't shown up yet. I'm starting to think that they won't. But I figure while they're not here, this area is more open. It's right next to the water. Now that I got all my work done, I figured I'd come back here, sit in the clearing, enjoy the beautiful river, and a nice Waterloo dark. Oh, well deserved after all that firewood. My neighbors have arrived. They're back there setting up their camper, so if you hear any noises, that's why. But that's fine. They're over there doing their thing, I'm over here doing my thing. It's all good. Pwah! Black flies have started to come out. But the temperature is cooling down, so the black flies should go away soon. Tonight, for the fire, I have gathered up a bunch of fine twigs and some old man's beard. And I've got some charred cloth and my flint and steel. So I'm going to try and light that charred cloth and just put it in this bundle of twigs with the old man's beard. See if I can get it to light that way. So dinner tonight is nice and easy. I just boiled some water. And I've got a ready-wise noodles and beef. I brought this because I was planning on hiking in to a camping spot. Figured it would lighten the load. And now here I am camping right beside the car. I could have brought anything I wanted. Oh well. At least we're out here camping. I also brought Schneider's classic cheddar sausages. and I cut myself a stick. I'm going to wait for this meal to be ready. I'm going to eat that, and then I'm going to roast a few sausages over the fire. I think this is ready. Time to dig in. Not bad. Not bad. Alright, I'm going to eat this, bring it back in a bit. So that bagged meal is done. These sausages are pre-cooked. They're smoked sausages with cheese on the inside. I'm just going to shove one on the stick and roast it over the fire. They're already cooked, so it's just a matter of warming them over the fire, melting the cheese inside, making them ooey gooey and delicious. But I should have brought some mustard. So the last overnighter I did, I spent a bit of time playing with my knife, making a tri-stick. Anne saw the video. She asked me if I brought the stick home to show her. I hadn't, I just left it there. So today, I made another one. I got a wedge at that end, the saddle notch, the 7-notch, the pot hook, the reduction, the hole, the square reduction, and the rounded end. And as I was finishing up the square reduction, I split the rounded end. Oh well, it was a lot of fun practicing. But now I think I'm going to put the camera away and relax by the fire for a little while. See you all in the morning. Morning, everyone. Just on time for that all-important first sip. Oh, that feels nice this morning. It's a little cool out here, so. Hot coffee on the inside. Fantastic. Oh. Well, it was a good night. After I shut the camera off, I went over and said hi to the neighbors. I had a chunk of wood here that was just, it's too big for my saw, and I heard he had a chainsaw, so I brought it over to them so they could cut it up and use it. chatted with them for a while. Came back here and crawled into bed. I crawled into that hammock and slept like a baby. Toasty warm in the sleeping bag all night long. I actually slept in this morning. Usually I'm up somewhere between 6 and 7 when I'm out here. Usually closer to 6. This morning I opened my eyes and I looked at the looked at my phone. It was 10 after 8. Felt great though. And you'll be happy to hear that even sleeping so close to that cross, no ghosts. No weird noises in the night. Nothing spooky. I knew there wouldn't be. Nothing but a really good night's sleep in a hammock. So, I cleaned up another lot that's not far from here, because as I was driving by I noticed there was just a little bit of garbage, so I stopped and picked it up. As I was cleaning up that garbage, I found the head of a hatchet. It's got a partial sticker on it, it says high visibility. And it looks like it's a carbon fiber inside. So, I'm going to take it out of here. Haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet. I don't have a workshop, so that I can't drill it out or anything. But I might be able to drill it out at work and then put another handle on it. Clean off all the rust. Sharpen it up. We'll see what happens. I might do it, I might not. If I take it to work, I could put it in the vise and use my drill and drill that out. We'll see. It may be a project in the future. It may not. Oh. The heat from that fire feels nice this morning. I was actually surprised when I came out. I was in the sleeping bag, toasty warm, and felt like a decent day. I climbed out of the hammock, and as soon as I climbed out of it and I stepped outside, whoa! It's not super cold, but it's cool this morning. It's probably just a few degrees above freezing. A little cloudy this morning. I don't know what kind of day it's going to turn out to be. I don't know if the sun's coming out or not, but either way it's going to be a great day out here. Always is. So the sun's coming out. Things are starting to warm up a little bit. I've slowly been packing away the gear. Pack a little bit. Come sit, sip my coffee for a bit. Pack a little more, sip a little more. Just taking my time and having a nice relaxing morning. So here I am, all packed up. All that's left is the chair. I'm enjoying the last little bits of this fire. Then I'm going to pack up the chair, put this out, and head for home. I want to thank you all for joining me on this trip. Always a pleasure having you around. We always have a good time. And if you liked what you saw, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to see more of it, hit the subscribe button. And if you're going to do that, you may as well hit the notification bell. When you do, there'll be a drop-down menu. In that menu, select all. That should let you know whenever we put out a new video. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.